Hi guys, it's Brady. So, this video might be a little bit different than some of the other ones. See, in my channel trailer, I said how I wanted to express all my ideals and all my ideas and kind of my viewpoints based on the way I'm thinking right now, and maybe I can look back on them later and see what I used to think. And one of the bigger things that I kind of went through that really affected me was a little bit of weight loss and a little bit of getting into fitness. And the kind of sides that people never told me about fitness, or the kind of sides of fitness that no one ever showed you. Now, like on the good side of fitness, you get all the increased energy, you get all them rippling muscles everyone's looking at, and more importantly, you start feeling better about yourself. You look in the mirror and you're not beating yourself up anymore, or you're not getting those comments that hurt you anymore. And that's all well and good. But on the other side of fitness, it's kind of the side that no one really warned me about, or the side that I really never saw coming, and it's kind of how it can mess with your entire outlook on life, on people, on food, on everything. Let's back up. So, in general, I was like 180, 190. I was not huge. I was no muscle definition, had some chub hanging off me, but that was about it. It was nothing too dramatic. My weight loss was not a huge story. I think I probably got into fitness about the summer before high school. See, my friend got into football, and he would go to all the conditioning and all the trainings that he had to go to, and then, you know, we would kind of get together and he would show me all the stuff that he did. So I was like, oh, cool. So I'm going to kind of get into lifting a little bit, and I kind of lucked out because my mom had a personal gym that I could just always go out and use, so I didn't have to like get a gym membership or stay after school like he did. He could just come over to my house and we could just kind of lift together. And I didn't know a thing about lifting either. It was pretty much me just throwing the weights around and then being sore the next day like, oh, leg day, bro, I'm alright. But after I got into high school, that's when like everybody just was into fitness or into lifting, or they just cared so much about how they looked or how much they weighed. And it was all this stuff that I really didn't care that much about, but everybody else did. So their opinion started to weigh onto me, and I started to care about what I looked like. Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna say I was like bullied or anything, or people tormented me about my weight. Like, no, because that's nonsense. I wasn't. I was not bullied. I did get a few comments like, you know, look at my abs and look at your tummy, and it's like, you know, whatever. I really didn't care. It didn't bother me until they became more frequent, and then those things started weighing on my consciousness. And then I noticed throughout my days, like, those thoughts, like, you know, my tummy or whatever, those thoughts came just a little bit quicker each time until they were just in the forefront of my mind, and I couldn't stop thinking about them. I was like, what do I need to do? I know what I need to do. I need to prove those fuckers wrong. I need to lose a little bit of weight, and I need to put the muscle on. That's what I planned on doing. Now, like I said, my mom had the personal gym at home, but she also had like a plethora of like all these DVDs, and especially Jillian Michael, so I started doing those religiously, like every day to every other day. I would just do a Jillian Michaels, and, you know, maybe on the off days, I would run a couple miles. And then after getting into that a little bit, my mom gave me like drink this, not that, and eat this, not that. And for people who don't know, it's basically books that give you like a choice. Like, if you have to go to Wendy's, you can get an ice cream cone rather than a Frosty because there's less sugar, or you can get a Big Mac instead of a Whopper because a Whopper has a little bit more fat than a Big Mac, which really doesn't make sense because the Big Mac has that like middle bun thing that really doesn't make sense. But anyway, I started reading into those books, and those books really taught you a lot, but it was the drink this, not that that really kind of got to me because it showed all the extra sugars that were in things, and especially high fructose corn syrup, which is in fucking everything. It's in ketchup, it's in mayonnaise, it's in all your sodas. It's just like, why is there syrup in everything? I don't know why, but that freaked me out. I was scared that there was syrup and sugars and all this stuff that I used to eat. I started cutting out everything I could. I cut out all my sodas, pretty much all my juices. I was pretty much strict water until I got into a little bit of flavored waters that were also 0 calories, but that was later on. From this point, it was just strictly water. And then I got into eat this, not that. I read about all the saturated fats, all the laced stuff that was in there, and then all the calorie counts. Those stupid little numbers on the back of those nutrition labels that are just like, oh, immediately means I cannot eat this. Worst yet, I started not trusting any food in front of me. Even some of the stuff my mom would make me because, you know, she threw away the boxes. I didn't know how much calories were in them, so I would just stop eating anything that people would give me, any of the stuff that at school that people would have and they'd bring in. I wouldn't eat any of it because I didn't know what was in it. It freaked me out that I did not know what was in that stuff. So I basically rationed myself out like 5 or 6 meals that I would just eat indefinitely, you know, like chicken and vegetables, oatmeal, bananas, plain salad, no dressings ever, It was just basically the blandest stuff I could use and eat that I knew was safe, that I knew was good for me, and there was nothing bad in it. And then it kept getting progressively worse to the point where I got that stupid idea that so many other people get, where it's, oh, if I don't eat, I can't get fat. And if I keep exercising, my body has no choice but to take the fat, right? Kind of, but not really. All that's doing is putting your body in starvation mode, and then the next time you eat, it's gonna hold on to every calorie you can. And then plus, I don't know if you've ever tried to like jump in your car whenever it's on E. A, it's not gonna go, and B, you're just gonna burn yourself up. That's what's gonna happen. Everything just gets burnt out. Your heart gives out. It can't be fueled by anything. But that's what I did, and I did that for a long time. I would eat very sparingly, I would exercise extraneously, and then to the point where if I would go out to eat with my mom, she'd be like, alright, are you gonna actually eat this time? And eventually those comments started to piss me off too. And then my teachers would even be like, are you sure, like, you're eating, like, you're not eating school lunches, which I cut out because I didn't know what was in them. You're not eating school lunches, you're not eating anything that the kids are bringing in, like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm fine. I don't know what's in them. I want to eat my damn oatmeal. I want to eat my damn salad. But no one ever told me, no one ever warned me about all this stuff and how this could just mess with my head and how I just can't even look at food anymore without thinking how many calories are in it. I don't think of whether the food is delicious or not. I think whether it's good for me or not. And if it's not good for me, I don't want it. It's bad food. Bye. It probably wasn't until probably the end of my senior year that I realized, like, what a dumb twat I was being. I realized that I was just not eating, and I realized how much unhealthy that could be. I was basically this blank canvas that was just being dyed by any color that people were throwing at me, and I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to be my own canvas that was being painted by my own colors. It's like my fucking name's Blurry Face and I care what everybody thinks for some reason. Like, no, I'm sorry, that's not me. That's not who I was. I didn't know who the hell I was anymore. Was I this Brady fitness guy, or did I want to be the Brady that was fucking happy? I needed to change myself and get back to the old me, or at least as close as I could. And thankfully, now I have a much better grip on my diet, you know, I'm eating a lot more frequently, but unfortunately there's still this fear that if I put on any amount of weight, immediately people are gonna notice. Immediately people are gonna stop talking to me, stop being friends with me. I don't know where this came from, but that's the fear that's always in me. That's why I still am kind of into fitness, like I'm afraid to gain weight, and I really don't think that's gonna go away. Now this video isn't like a pity me, please feel sorry for me, no. Fuck me. Like, I've already done this. This is all in my past. This is what I don't want other people to go through. Nobody needs to go through this or have these thoughts like, oh, I'm not gonna have friends because I put on weight. Like, if that's the case, then I don't think you had the greatest friends. Honestly, unless your doctor is telling you that you need to lose weight for health reasons, then you don't need to worry about what other people are saying. Other people are only making comments at you just so they can feel less shitty about themselves. They're sitting here like, oh, let me make a joke towards this person. Okay, everybody's laughing at them. Nobody knows that I put on weight. Holy hell, I feel like shit, but they feel more like shit, so that makes me feel better. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt by society and how they want us to look and act and talk and how much we need to weigh. Everybody is affected by this. But by showing those comments aren't going to get to you, or you're happy in your own skin, which is what everybody needs to be, you can show them that you're way stronger than they ever anticipated you to be. And whenever they finally break down and realize they have nowhere else to go, they're going to follow the stronger people. And that's what I want. I want an army of stronger people leading the way for the new generation, because this one's kind of fucked. All in all, this has been quite a rant video that I've made, but it was really just because that's how adamant I am on the subject. Like, I went through all of this stuff, all of the weight loss, the fitness, getting into all the drink this, not that, eat this, not that made me so scared to eat any food, and I would not eat food. I just exercise. I don't want anybody to do that. That's not healthy. That's going to be the easiest way for you to just collapse one day. I just want this video to be there and be able to help someone whenever they need it, because Lord knows I could have used this video whenever I was getting into fitness. Whenever I started thinking that I needed to not eat for people to like me and lose weight and all this other nonsense. Sorry, I just got really distracted. But all this other nonsense that people are just kind of putting on you, you don't have to listen to anyone as long as you're happy with you. And that's what I'm going to try to be, is happy with me. And that's what I want all of you who are watching this to be. I want everyone to be so much stronger than they were ever. Like, 2016 is the year of the strength. I'm gonna go with, because everybody needs to just buck up. Okay, yeah, camera, shut off again. Quality's probably different, using a different camera. I want this video to be there for anybody else that's going through this stuff that I was going through, because, you know, God knows I could have used this video. I could have used someone telling me that you don't have to worry about it. Like, stop freaking out about all the calories and stuff. Please eat, because you need it to kind of live, especially younger people. Like, don't get the wrong idea about fitness and stuff. You need food to live. You need food to make the muscles. They don't just come, you know. You need all these things together to be happy. Like, and especially if you feel like you don't need to lose weight, you feel like you're happy with who you are and no doctor is telling you that you need to, be you. For God's sake, I'm jealous of that. I wish I had that. You've got a quality that I'm never gonna get. I just hope somehow or another this video sticks to someone and really helps them through something, because I know this type of video kind of would have helped me if I would have seen it at the time. But all in all, that's been my entire rant, so I don't know. I hope you enjoyed my rant. I'm not really sure, but until the next time, or until the next video I make, guys, Jana.